back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. You know what time it is. It's full time
MMA.
Damn, man, this is an interesting topic right here. I will say that. David Branch is coming out and he's responding to the critics and he's explaining why he tapped to strikes in his fight versus Luke Rockhold. At first, when I saw the fight, I didn't realize it was a tap to strikes. I thought it was a TKO, and they just stopped it. But the ref seen that David Branch had actually tapped to Luke Rockhold's strikes, and this is very interesting. I'll say this because there were fighters on Twitter. You know, on websites you get like the fighters react to the victory, and I seen fighters like, "Oh, this dude's a sissy. David Branch is a sissy. He tapped to strikes and shit." And I was, me as somebody that's not a fighter, I'm completely fine with the motherfucker tapping the strikes because I understand that motherfucker was in there getting his scrambled. But you know, some of these fighters out here, you know, the fucking dudes, the fucking Spartans and shit, fuck that. You go out on your shield, you fucking get your eggs scrambled, you don't live to fight another day. You motherfucking die in the octagon. Every time you go out there to die. But David Branch, he's actually not that kind of fighter. He's here. This is his job. He's here to win. He even said that in the interview before the fight. But that's not what this is. David Branch, though, I don't blame him. Me being not a fighter, but I understand if you're a fighter and you're like, man, fuck that. This dude's a sissy. I'm not mad at you for feeling like that. I'm just saying that motherfucker was in there getting his eggs scrambled. I'm telling you, motherfucking. And he was in a position he couldn't get out of. The ref wasn't stopping the fight. It was crazy because it was like he was getting punched. It looked like he laid out, let Luke Rockhold get one off. Maybe the ref would stop it, but then he realized the ref wasn't going to stop it. So it's like, God damn, I can't just keep letting this dude scramble my fucking eggs. So he fucking tapped the strikes. And hey, it is what it is. But this is what David Branch had to say about why he tapped the strikes versus Luke Rockhold. I just got caught in a position that I couldn't escape. I tried to take the punishment as much as I could. I got busted up a little bit, and I just decided to save the fight for another day and just come back stronger. I took as much punishment as I could, you know. I didn't just give up. Eventually it came to that, but I just took a lot of knocks before that happened. And that's another thing that's true. It's not like he just tapped like the boxing person. Inside joke about UFC 1. But Art Jimerson, whenever Royce Gracie had him mounted. Or it's not like he just tapped like Bob Sapp, you know what I'm saying, on the ground without trying to get up. He actually took some fucking shots. Like I said, his eggs were getting scrambled. So I understand that, especially if you understand brain trauma, or if you're aware of brain trauma and CTE and all of that crazy shit that comes with headshots, repeated headshots. He did take some, I think I've reiterated the point that his eggs were getting scrambled already enough. It looked like he took a couple shots close to the back of his head, took some shots to the ear, took some shots to the chin down there. So I don't know how many more shots you wanted to take. You want him to just fucking lay there until he, you know what I'm saying, until the ref called it, or what? The ref could have called it before he tapped the strikes, when he tapped the strikes. It is what it is. So I understand if you fucking don't want to ever see somebody tap the strikes or what the fuck ever, but it's not like he just tapped like, oh shit, he's got me, before I take any shots, before I take any punishment, I'm gonna tap the strikes. He actually took some punishment in there. He couldn't get out of the position. Luke Rockhold was riding him like a fucking a cowboy. Pause. But so I'm fine with it. Luke Rockhold came in there. One thing he did say though, he said he'll be back. He'll return. David Branch is saying he'll come back stronger after this. He was on a 11 fight winning streak. He hadn't lost in 5 years. He said maybe he just got a little bit too comfortable. But my thing is, maybe you were just fucking facing a former UFC world champion, and he was on a little bit of another level. But even though in the first round he connected, you know, he had a really nice combo, and if he would have knocked Luke Rockhold out, it would have been very impressive. The thing is, after that first round, since he didn't get the job done versus Luke Rockhold, I think the mood was kind of like, okay, if he doesn't get the job done in this second round, Luke Rockhold's going to dominate this fight, because he expended so much energy going hard in the first round. And so Luke Rockhold took over though in the second round. It was a great fight. I am looking forward to David Branch's next fight. I will say that, regardless of him tapping the strikes or whatever the fuck, losing the fight, I'm becoming a fan of David Branch. He's on my radar now. I mean, he had a split decision win over Krzysztof Jotko. He just lost to Luke Rockhold, but I mean, who's his next fight going to be? He was ranked number 9 fighting the guy ranked number 3. I mean, he was actually a big underdog going into the fight, like minus 500. So it's not like he was supposed to go in there and win. I think he impressed a lot of people in the first round still. So I'll be looking forward to David Branch's next fight. He's explaining why he tapped the strikes. I want to know in the comments though, do you guys think he's a sissy for tapping the strikes? Or do you think he was getting his eggs scrambled and it's better to save the fight for another day, considering brain damage and all of that shit? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. That's just crazy to me. I don't know. Let the hitters what the fuck you talking about in the comments. What's the difference between a girlfriend and a wife? 45 pounds.